Carl and Damon here from Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for sure, and it's They Made What into a TV series, episode 14, Omega Reunion and Departure. Final Fantasy Unlimited. Now that's an interesting title, isn't it? That's because, I think we might mention this in the very first episode, but I'll bring it up here again. Final Fantasy Unlimited is basically split into two sections. A part one and a part two that are not wildly different, but do different stories. And basically, we're bringing the first part to an end now. Now, the problem with this is that the second section will make a lot of stuff pointless from this first part, and obviously with the show being cut short from its original 52 episode run to 25, things will get rushed like crazy in the second part. But I do appreciate that we did at least spend time getting to know you, Lisa, and elements like that.
Of course.
We go into the second part of the show with a better understanding of the characters. But this is the end of that first part. And after a busy few episodes, what do we have here? We begin with the kids and Lisa reflecting on the destruction caused before agreeing to continue the search for their parents. Meanwhile, Kaze, alone, reflects on White Cloud, his recent confirmation. I'm doing a good Kaze voice. Confrontation and the fact that the Magan can't be fired at will anymore. And I was like, cool, we might actually explore this. Spoilers, we fucking don't. Following the credits, Fabulous speaks of recent events and says an unbelievable horror draws near again. And I was like, I was quite pleased because the Omega stuff up to this point has been really good.
It has been,
The train one with Omega chasing the train, fantastic.
Graphically, it was brilliant.
Absolutely. Get used to not really seeing Omega after this, though. Sorry. In the O's throne room, everyone is satisfied with recent events and how chaos has been fed. The other lords make jokes about Mackenzie being given a lord's title, with the suggestion of just calling him White Cloud not going down well. Oscar suggests they go to Chaos's room to watch him, as we see a big eye, and Mackenzie seems unsure about this. Oh my god, what is Chaos? Is it the Earl? But now it's in this pit, and it has its own room, and has an eye. What is it? Why could it not just be a being that the Earl controlled? Jesus!
Loads of pieces, and I only had a jigsaw puzzle.
Oh, it's infuriating. On the ghost train, everyone is trying to get some sleep, and you wonders if they will ever find their parents. Lisa keeps thinking positive, and the conversation turns to the arrival of the Pillar of Darkness. Lisa was just a kid and witnessed the Battle of the World's armies and how the Pillar of Darkness destroyed so much. This is from the very first segment of the show. You explained that it expanded and his parents were caught up in it, but it was a connection to Wonderland and he explored many worlds before finding a way home on the ghost train. We kind of already know this. It's just elaborating a little bit more on it. Their parents went back but never returned, which led to you and I going after them. Entering, right, the destroyed city near the pillar. And this is the detail I was well happy to see. So a destroyed city near the pillar to get to a rumoured train that leaves at 13 minutes and 13 seconds past the minute on a full moon, midnight on a full moon. And I was like, well, I got to look at the explanation. Because then that's how we led to here. Cool. In Chaos's room, a gigantic place, we see that the core of Chaos. We also learn that it consumes the outside worlds, and even when those worlds are incorporated into Wonderland, it feeds on fear and negativity. Okay, fine. The Earl wants more, though, and it's why he wants the pieces of Omega. The plan is to make Omega whole and combine it with Chaos. What? Stop complicating this. Ain't this so Final Fantasy, though?
It is,
Ain't this so Final Fantasy? Just overly complicate shit, man. That's why the best Final Fantasy games are the ones that are super, super simple. Your Final Fantasy 9s, even 10 overcomplicates shit to a degree as well. Like, you've got Sin, but then you've got fucking goddamn the churches stuff, you know, and all that. Okay, but it's nice to see us really getting into some detail now. Enjoy it because what will follow will be very little detail by comparison. On the ghost train, Lisa feels a spirit as I wakes up. Omega is back and chasing the train. This piece of Omega is able to break off bits of the train and they are in a lot of trouble. Lisa realises she can't stop it with her Keegan arts and thinks of needing Kaze. Yeah, because he's been so fucking helpful. He'll just destroy the train or chuck it at Omega. The train is destroyed seemingly with the carriage a group are on tumbling out of the dimensional tunnel. Something breaks off the train though and Omega takes it, some form of energy, before it disappears completely. Okay. That ends the train. Fabula, claiming she can't interfere because she's just a guide, encourages Poshi Pocket to help, and it flies the train carriage out of the tunnel. You and Lisa are in a frozen landscape, sitting around a fire and reflecting on the shit they're in, basically. I complains about Kaze. I gets it. But you points out that he can't always rely on him, and gets down by how little he can do. This will actually be a recurrent theme for the rest of the show, and I appreciate it. Alas, it won't go anywhere. but that's par for the course for this show.
Yeah.
The girls big him up though and make him feel better. As they laugh, the bag thief returns from a hole in the ground. Remember that bag thief? He's here now. After the brief reunion, they follow him underground to where the Commodine are now hiding out. Nave is there and glad to see Lisa. Everyone is there, including Sid, who is heartbroken over a piece of the train that he calls Elizabeth, which confirms to everyone that he made it. What? What?
Yeah, that confused me because
he said, when we first met him, he was like, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, so if he made it, they messed up there clearly.
Yeah, it's just bad writing.
Yeah.
He cheers up though when Chobi transforms, with I getting a change of clothes too. Sid seems taken in with the idea of flying as he watches Chobi. He takes him to a flying machine he has made, a beast of a machine that he made for a showdown with the Earl, and he calls it Sylvia. She's not complete though, as he needs an energy source called flying water. I was like, that sounds like a quest. It basically sums up the last part of the show. Sid reveals that the reason Omega was after the train was because of its energy source that allows it to travel through the dimensional tunnel. And he suspects it was once part of Omega. So the train... What do you mean? I thought you made the fucking train. Yeah. What is it?
I mean, it's a lot that doesn't make sense.
This is just a constant saying of things that make no sense. He figures that Omega is searching for its missing parts and the threat that comes from the Earl. They have to complete Sylvia, and Lisa wonders about the constant fighting, reflecting on Kaze and his Magun, while the main soundtrack plays. That was weird. Like, she's like reflecting on the Kaze, the Magun, but you've got that main theme playing in the background. All right. It feels like we're summing up the first half of the show, though. We'll say that. It does actually feel like they're ending that first half and setting up the second now. Lisa wonders if Kaze's existence is dependent on battle. Oh. Sid and the gang, which now includes Nave and some other members of the Commodine, are now in a deep-sea vehicle he calls Jane. The plan is to find flying water and hopefully find their parents as they search. And the episode ends with Kaze watching the ship from a distance. And it's an ending. Like, had this been like a season 1 and a season 2, this would make a lot more sense. And it actually is, right? I think it's a really strong episode to sum up what we experienced in season 1 and to give all these little bits of detail around certain things. Yeah. It's really, really strong, I think, for that.
It's a good episode for all the details.
Yes.
But for, like, story progression,
it doesn't go anywhere.
It's a fun episode.
It doesn't. It kills off the train, gets everyone back together, and sets up the plan going forward, which to me is more than enough, really. I was really excited by this because I was like, okay, I'm intrigued now to see where we're going from here, because we're basically shifting the narrative away from the train, bringing all these other characters into it. What's going to happen?
Yeah, getting on a boat or an airship.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like these are Final Fantasy staples, boats and airships and shit like that. So it's kind of cool, you know. Omega and Departure, episode 14 of Final Fantasy Unlimited. You got any thoughts? You know what to do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at gbhbl. Just search for gbhbl and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.